What's up, everybody? This is Brian Tichy, and I'm here with Modern Drummer. Thanks, guys. To talk about the mighty Alex Van Halen, one of the mightiest rock drummers ever, one of my favorites. And he's always been, probably since I got turned on to Van Halen in 7th grade. I've been a huge Alex fan, for good reason. He plays amazing stuff. He's got an amazing sound, an amazing groove. He comes up with amazing parts. And that goes all the way back to the first record. And the song I was jamming right there was little excerpts from the song I'm the One from Van Halen 1. And man, it's, I think when they came up with the term barn burner, it was because of this song. And it's our introduction to Alex and his high-speed double bass shuffle stuff. It's an amazing track, and from top to bottom, I could go on for hours about all the great stuff, but I just wanted to go through some basics of what I think you should kind of dig into a bit to get comfortable playing a shuffle at that speed. And it starts with playing the stuff slower. And so we'll dig into some exercises here, and hopefully this helps when you're working on double bass shuffles and getting that independence going. I got to start off by saying we got some beautiful green sparkle Ludwigs here. Thanks, guys. And some awesome Peisties. Remo heads, of course, everywhere around. And some new amazing sticks. I'm working with this company, LAR Sticks. These they just made me these. These are replica sticks of something I used to use, and I absolutely love them. So check out LAR Sticks on Facebook and Instagram. On Instagram. Leroy, Aaron Rhodes, LAR Sticks. Anyhow, okay, the first thing is I lead with my left for this stuff, and it's probably from all the years of working on right foot independence and keeping time with my left foot. So when I went to start doing shuffles on a double kick or double pedal, it just felt natural. I didn't even really think about it. I just started leading with my left foot. So for righty drummers out there, it seems like most righty drummers lead with their right foot. That's totally cool. Just when I'm demonstrating this stuff, making sure that foot camera's on back there, just keep in mind I'm leading with the left, and if I tried to leave my right now, it'd be kind of messy. We don't really want to hear that. So the first thing is just get a nice slow shuffle going, and just make sure it's locked up with singles on the top, triplets, 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet, while you're shuffling. And also throughout this song, Alex pretty much sticks to quarter notes on the closed hi-hat, the bell, the ride, but he does so many great fills in and out, and you have to listen to the song to see where he stops the double kicks and where he starts. But in the B section, where he's kind of doing the big band hits, there's a lot of fills where he stops the kicks and comes out of it on the 1 for a 1 and, if you're swinging the ands. He comes out of the 1 and into the 3 with crashes, like 1, 2, 3, 4, or like 3, 4. So there's a lot of stopping and starting with your feet, which is really cool. Just you've got to keep that balance and keep the groove and the speed all at once. And Alex is a complete master at this stuff. So anyways, starting with a slow shuffle, just get some singles, alternating singles going on the snare, and just see how that feels somewhere around. And from a comfortable place where that seems to be working, try and slow it down, bring it back up, get faster with it. Alex's tempo is pretty ripping. It's like, I don't know the number. I didn't get to that. I just know it's fast, which would be whatever that is. But we're not going to go there yet. We'll start around here. Once you've got that comfortable, medium, slow, fast, start just trying to accent the quarter notes, which would be And then try a bar with no accents, then a bar accenting, just to get that feel going. And then it gets interesting when you start trying to accent the lets of each quarter note, which would be, I'll start without them and I'll put them in. So that's a nice test right there. And there's a lot of little fills coming in and out of this track where Alex utilizes those let accents. In the verses, you'll hear him, maybe in the middle of a verse, you'll hear him go right there, just a little fill, but he is accenting those lets. So a little slower, that would be. Probably right about that tempo. It's ripping, man. And there's some awesome stuff he does, and you can hear his isolated track on YouTube, which is killer because you can really hear the kick drums there without anything else in the way. Just hear it and how solid he is throughout. And back in the day, the recording they're playing as a live band. They're not playing to click tracks, so there's a little push and the pull in the breakdown in the middle where it goes to the harmonized vocal breakdown bit, and he's just going. You can hear him slow down a little bit, but it creates excitement. And then when the band kicks back in with this rip and fill where the whole band locks up, he picks the tempo up a little bit, but I mean, it feels natural. And I know this a little bit more now because I played along to the track, which you will be able to watch. Check out the YouTube link that's included here, and you can watch me play top to bottom the whole track. So I learned a lot more than I knew growing up playing along to this. So getting back to some of these great fills, he comes out of one of the choruses back into a verse with this killer fill, and all he's doing is splitting his right and left hand up, doing fast single strokes between the snare and the hi-hat. But it sounds pretty crazy. But if you realize that's what it is, you know, you can get a decent grasp of it. So that would be. There's a full bar, and it's just, instead of going, it sounds like. Well, the last two triplets he puts on the snare. That, so up to tempo, it's. Finish that sucker off in a big old crash, getting back into the verse. David Lee Roth comes in, killing it. But that's just, it's a little elusive because it really is just a bar of single strokes, but it's where he's placing it that makes it sound a little crazy and interesting, and another reason Alex is killer. So one more time, a little slower, that would be. So one more time. And later on in that verse, he does the let accents to get into this other part where he goes, so that's the 3 let with the trip of 4 and the let of 4. That would be. Followed by a crash cymbal on 2. So up to tempo, halfway through the verse, he does the little fill, the right? And that's all verse stuff. That's all this great verse stuff. Out of the verses, that's where he stops his kick drums into the B section accents. And those accents are 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's total, to me it just sounds like that's the swing in Van Halen. There's always a swing, and nobody does it better than them when it comes to these up-tempo shuffles, and even their slower stuff. There's a song, Take Your Whiskey Home, which is just a great slow shuffle vibe. But anyhow, you just got to kind of play with that and work in those fills, and whenever he does the fills, he stops the kick drums. So that whole first B section, it goes something like this. I'll play it kind of medium. Right there when I start that fill, the kick drums stop on 1 and the fill takes over. Then you come back in on the let of the next bar of 1 with a crash cymbal and the bass drum, and then you get back into the groove. And that's where you got to kind of look at what your feet are doing. So that whole section would be something like this. And he finishes that section off with blazing 16th note single stroke, so he breaks out of the triplet mold and just goes for it, and it's fast. That's some maximum speed there. So up to tempo, those singles are like 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll go a little faster. 1, 2, 3, 4. Serious stuff there. Serious stuff. And in the choruses, there's a lot of accents on the let of 4, let of 2, and that's another great test when you're breaking off of the main groove and you go to do those hits. Make sure those hits are locked up with your foot, which in most righty drummers' cases would be the left foot. So that would be. And he gets real extreme with that at the end, where he just keeps doing the let of 2 and the let of 4. He does that like 4 times in a row at the very end. He's it's all great stuff. And it all starts with just getting those feet shuffling and just doing the slow singles and getting those accents together. And of course, once you're comfortable with it, just start making up stuff, play around the kit with it, and just get real comfortable at medium, slow, fast. I always say medium first because playing these things slow is even more difficult. So just find that comfortable starting point, and then maybe try and slow it down from there, and then bring it up from there. But once again, with the medium shuffle. So once again, with a medium shuffle, putting in some random accents with the either on the quarter notes or the lets, would be something like this. Just try singles around the kit with that. Just to get comfortable, because your balance shifts and all that, and get into a groove after that. And a couple little things. This is definitely the precursor to Hot for Teacher. There's another track called The Full Bug on the Diver Down record, where it's another up-tempo shuffle, double bass shuffle. But the thing about Hot for Teacher is this crazy 1 trip 2, 3 trip 4 ride cymbal pattern, which is there's like at least 2 times in On the One where you hear him do that in some random spots. I can't remember exactly where, but he is on the ride doing it. And it's kind of like he's saying, yeah, I've got this thing going, I'm working on it, but it's not my main thing just yet. In a few records, I'll come out with Hot for Teacher and slay everybody with one of the mightiest drum tracks ever. But he does throw it in there, letting you know that he's been working on it, he's doing it. It just didn't become the focal point of the groove yet. And what else? There was a couple other really cool things. We got all the big band accent stuff, and let me think here. Crashes back in. Yeah, it hadn't yet become the focal point of the groove yet. But there's also another little thing. This is another great exercise. You break up your right hand and your left hand. So your left hand is doing the fast triplets, the quarter note, the focal point of the groove. But there's another great thing Alex does in here. It's another great exercise you should work on, just getting comfortable playing this stuff, especially at these kind of tempos, is having your right hand stick to the quarter notes, and the left hand does the trip of 1, the 2, and the let of 2, and then it repeats for 3 and 4, the trip of 3, the 4, and the let of 4. So that would be. And right along, you can just sit there and practice that on your knees, you know. Put your foot in, keep time. So it's really just the left hand is doing what I first talked about, working on with both hands doing singles, but now you're putting the quarters on the right hand. Left hand is doing the triplet partials, and it becomes something like. And he only throws it in a couple times. It's like at the end of the choruses. There's like 2 times throughout the song, but when you're listening to that isolated track, you're like, man, there's so many little great things going on that fly by so fast in the song. It's really hard to notice how much amazing stuff is happening, because you have this amazing song with this amazing band, a singer that's killing it, Eddie Van Halen just blowing everybody's mind, Michael Anthony just shuffling with Alex's kicks. The whole thing's so locked up, and there's just a lot of little stuff that goes by. And this would be, he doesn't accent the 2 and the 4 when he does it. He comes off those figures with the let of 2 or the let of 4. It's really the let of 4. He's going right there. So. Try and do that and get back into the regular beat. It's all great stuff. Alex rules, and this is just a small little excerpt of what I'm going to be doing on my website, briantichy.com. I will be digging in top to bottom the whole song, completely broken down. And it'll be there soon. I'm getting this done first for Modern Drummer, and giving you a little teaser on what is yet to come. But that's a nice chunk of an amazing drum track and a lot of great stuff to work on. And man, for me, the first time I heard this stuff, you know, I think we were all pretty much blown away by Hot for Teacher. But when I heard On the One, I was like, man, what's going on? It's just that, you know, I was a kid, I didn't have a double kick. So I was like, man, this is just so smooth, and it's just such a barn burner, you know. And Alex, it's just not easy to shuffle like this, and with his brother on top with his swing, those guys together are just so locked up. It's such an amazing track. So go check out On the One from Van Halen 1, track 5, side 1, track 5 if you're not playing records, and then continue to dig into more Alex Van Halen in all his mightiness. Thanks, Modern Drummer. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you somewhere when we're all back out playing live. And drum on. And drum on.